Hello, and welcome to an animated podcast with Ninja Momtastic. And today I have serial entrepreneur since she was 14 years old and fellow YouTube that turned her channel into a six-figure business this last year, the wonderful Gillian Perkins.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, thank you very much. Now, my first question to you is, are you related to the Energizer Bunny? Because you're just going all over the place.
I am not related to the Energizer Bunny, although this is not the first time I've been accused.
Well, you do look a little similar.
I've noticed, yeah.
And you did have a baby, and your upload schedule did not even waver once.
I actually uploaded a video on the day that I gave birth, although, full disclaimer, I was not on YouTube the day I gave birth. I'd scheduled that video a few weeks in advance.
That is true, but that still is impressive, to say the least.
Well, thank you so much. I try to be on top of things. I'm definitely not always as on top of things as it looks on the outside, though.
That's the case for most people, I think.
Yep, we're all just trying to look like we have it together, right?
That is true. So what gets you excited to create the videos that you produce?
I love learning things. I'm a big student of life, and so I'm constantly researching new things. Sometimes they're useful, sometimes they're not, but I try to keep it on the useful side so that I don't feel like I'm wasting my time. And after I learn things, I really love sharing them with other people. I find that it helps me to remember what I learned and actually be able to apply it to my own life when I share it with other people. Plus, of course, I get the added satisfaction of seeing how it's impacting other people's lives.
Well, that's just kind of awesome. Wow. So how do you combat like days that you just don't want to work?
That definitely happens sometimes. Yeah, there's those days, especially if I take too long in the mornings. That's one of the big things that I find causes that. If I get out of bed and I don't immediately jump into work, then I get lazy and I don't feel like starting working at all. So I guess that's my first tip, is just to start working as soon as possible. I know some people love their nice, long, drawn out morning routines, and some people need that time, right? That's really important to some people. But for me, I find that the sooner I get into my work, the better. So I have a little morning ritual that I go through where I make myself a cup of coffee or tea and I journal for a few minutes. But then after that, it's time to start the workday before I get too much in my head and I start procrastinating on stuff.
What do you find most interesting about the challenges of being like a working mom and just balancing that out?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, there's so many little challenges that go along with that. Fortunately, since I have been building my company for the past several years, I'm now at a point where I'm able to support my family full time. So my husband stays home with the kids, and that is such a big help. But that doesn't mean that there's not challenges. Because I choose to work out of my home office. And so that means that I am always available to be called upon by my children or my husband. And they definitely choose to take advantage of that on a regular basis. So there's a lot of interruptions. And I think that that's a struggle because it's hard to keep your flow of work going, and really get in that zone where you're very productive when you're being interrupted regularly. So that's one of the challenges I face. And in order to combat that, I try to wake up early so I can get some work done before they're even awake. And I try to keep working hours instead of just working a little bit throughout the whole day, but instead getting all my work done in the earlier part of the day so that they know mom's working right now and that they can, they'll get my attention later on and they don't need to bother me while I'm working. So I try to keep it as separate from family life as possible, even though I'm working in my home office, even though I'm just, a door away from the rest of the household. I try to keep that separation so that when I'm with the kids, I can really be present with the kids.
I totally get that, because a lot of times when I'm in the middle of animating things, my 5-year-old will just come and he'll just jump on me and it's like, hey mom, it's time to play with Legos. And I'm like, no, it's not.
Yes, every time it's time to play with Legos, don't you know?
There's so many Legos in my life, so many. So speaking of kids, what's something that you really want for your children as they grow up? Like what's one of your dreams or goals for them?
One of my dreams and goals for my kids is that they would inherit my love for learning, and also that they would become like diligent, hard workers. Now, I'm a big proponent of working smarter, not just harder. So I don't want them to have to do backbreaking labor for their whole life. But whatever they are doing, I want them to really grab onto it with a tenacity and to be committed to what they're doing and to really give a good effort in it and not be lazy.
Nice. Some quick lightning round questions. What's your favorite vegetable?
My favorite vegetable? Ooh, I love vegetables. So that's actually a hard question because I like them so much. I really like fresh green beans.
Green beans. Tasty. Favorite fiction book?
Maybe Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, detective. Nice. Favorite nonfiction?
That's an even harder question. I have a lot I love. I kind of recently read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and I thought that was really good.
Oh, nice. Well, you mentioned coffee or tea earlier, so which is it?
It depends on the day. I like coffee better. I will admit I like coffee better, but sometimes tea just feels healthier.
Black or cream or sugar?
I like it lots of ways, including black, but my favorite is probably latte.
Latte. Nice. And then what's your favorite cartoon character?
I don't know if I have a favorite cartoon character.
Well, currently you are a cartoon character, so...
Oh, that's true. Maybe I'm my own favorite cartoon character. However, aside from that, I remember, and not just remember, but every time I get sick, I like to watch cartoon movies that I enjoyed when I was a kid, and The Fox and the Hound is one of my favorites.
Oh, that was a fun one. Who inspires you?
One person who really inspires me is my dad, because I just see how patient he is with everything that he does, but how committed he stays to things for the long run. I just see that he manages to be happy and content with all the seasons that he goes through in life, and he's in his 50s now, but he's still such a Actually, he's in his 60s now, but he's such a hard worker still, and he really enjoys his work, and I find that really inspiring.
That's just really awesome. Plus, now you can show him this video. And then one thing that I really wanted to end on is what's the main thing that you want to improve upon?
Oh, I've been thinking about this actually a lot. I'm thinking about making a video about my stop doing list, because I tend to have a really long to-do list, and I thought I should start a stop doing list because there are certain things in my life I think I should stop doing. And some of those things are habits I want to stop doing, and then others of them are projects or commitments that I have that I want to stop doing. And the one that immediately springs to mind when I think of my stop doing list is stop staying up too late. Every night, I'm like, I should go to bed, but the kids are in bed now, so I want to do something fun for myself. So my stop doing list is stop staying up too late, because I feel way better, happier, healthier, everything when I actually go to bed on time. So lights out by 10 o'clock. That's my New Year's resolution.
That's actually really good advice for me, because I'm just, yeah.
Well, it's just so tempting to stay up after the kids are in bed. Now you have some time to yourself, you can do whatever you want, but then the next day I don't feel nearly as good, I mean, long story short, right, as I could. I don't feel as productive, I don't feel as happy, I feel behind on stuff, I feel overwhelmed. Whereas on the other hand, if I just go to bed early, then I can wake up early, and then I've got so much stuff done by the time my kids wake up. So it's kind of a win-win situation for me.
I just like that space, and it's like time where I can actually be with my husband, and it's like a buffer, but at the same time, if it goes too late, it's just not good.
I'm totally Cinderella. I mean, clock strikes midnight and I fall apart.
Yeah, yes. Well, it has been a pleasure having you, and thank you so much for coming on my first podcast, animated style.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I thought this was super fun, and I was so excited when you asked me to be your guest. I've been watching your videos over the past couple of months, and I've just found them to be so fun. I think you're doing such a good job animating them, and I love the dialogue that you, what am I trying to say? And I love the way you narrate the story along with the animations.
Oh, thank you. Well, Thank you very much, and I really appreciate it. Oh, and subscribe.
Subscribe both to Ninja Momtastic and come over to my channel. Yes, and come over to my channel and
check her out.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here, and good luck with your channel.
All right, thank you.